Hey guys, good to be here for this week's Labs update. On the session team, some good news. We finally got to push out that Android point release, and that has rolled out to I think 80 or 90,000 devices on Android thus far. And it looks like the initial results are really promising in terms of reducing our crashes and ANRs. So I think we went from about 3.8 to 3.9 crashes per 1,000 devices per hour, down all the way to 0.3 crashes per 1,000 devices per hour. That's still the initial results, so I'd wait off before we get too excited about that. But the goal of that Android point release was mainly to reduce crashes and ANRs, and we're basically seeing across the board that crashes and ANRs in the new releases are going down. So expect those numbers to pick up a bit more. It probably won't be as exciting as those figures, but if it's anything close to that, it's a huge goal kicked, and hopefully we'll start seeing reviews pick up again as people stop seeing so many crashes. So that's great. On the rest of the session team, other good news, we basically have our candidate builds for user configuration finished up. So they're finished up this afternoon, and we're hoping that we're going to put them into testing like either tonight or tomorrow morning into internal testing. So that'll just be for the team for now. Hoping to pick up on any edge cases there, and then if everything goes well, we'll be able to release to the wider community after that internal testing phase. So yeah, really good news on the session side, kicking some goals, making a lot of progress. And yeah, disappearing messages also going ahead really quickly as well. On the LokiNet team, we have essentially just been working on LibQuick. Got some massive performance increases from last week to this week, and the same was happening in the last week to the next week. So week on week, basically performance is getting better and better. And basically like they're still eking out quite a bit of performance in that week to week basis. So hopefully we'll see that going forward. Doing some more aggressive network testing now as well, not just localhost testing to work out the issues there. And hopefully we'll be looking at a point where we can start integrating that into LokiNet to handle some of the internal communications kind of on a soonish basis. But we're still working on that, so I can't give an exact timeline there. Some bigger news on Oxen Core. We have some exciting stuff that we're looking at internally, but that has meant that we are temporarily pausing development on Wallet 3 and the Oxen Ledger wallet. We just want to know like exactly what we want to do in the future, and if we do any work now, that would be invalidated by architectural changes, for example, that we'd make in the future. We don't want to do that work and end up doing it twice. So yeah, we're essentially just looking at some new and exciting things. Can't say too much more than that, but it just makes sense for us right now from a development perspective to temporarily pause those and come back to those at a later time once we know a bit more about these architectural changes that we might make in the future. So yeah, hopefully I'll have an update about that soon as we know a bit more. But it's not a negative thing. It's a very exciting change that we are looking at. So yeah, that's the go on Oxen Core. Generally, there's some other stuff around the edges. We're doing some push notification stuff on sessions, so that's involved with push notification server too. Libsession, util also got some interesting, cool documentation being worked on this week, and that's been worked on mainly by an Oxen Core developer. So that's way better now, and there's actually a link in the dev update if you want to check that out, the new Libsession documentation. And yeah, that's about it for the stuff we've been doing around the sides. But yeah, exciting week, lots of progress. I'll catch you next week for the next one. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Josh. Psych, he's in a meeting right now. He's stuck with me again. Hope that's okay. I swear to God I didn't kill Josh to take his place. So last week, big ticket items were, we started the week off with some content around the 10th anniversary of Edward Snowden's whistleblowing activities in 2013. It's a pretty important moment in the history of digital rights, and we really wanted to commemorate that and create some conversation around it on social media, and it was received really well, so we're pretty happy with how that went. Oxen brand refresh planning continues. Our main focus from last week was customer journey mapping, which is essentially the process of taking your target audience profiles and your marketing funnel and then plotting the journey through the funnel for that person so that you can make sure that all of the marketing materials that are being produced are going to be as effective as possible and hit that person at the right time as they're moving down the funnel. It has been a pretty useful exercise and given us some useful insights into the process. We've also been working on preliminarily our community engagement and growth plan, which will be an important part of the Oxen brand refresh marketing campaign. As people come in, we want to make sure they're as engaged as possible and to retain them as much as we can. That's in the early stages, but it's been going pretty well so far. Beyond that, we have also been executing the YouTube growth plan. We have plotted out a bunch of content for the future and making sure that everything that we can do to optimize the success of the channel is happening. So that's been going well too. And catch you next week. Or maybe Josh, but probably me.